Caste and social reform next. Some of the social reforms we have been discussing also criticized caste inequalities, and next there were also other the questioned the injustice of the caste social order during the course of the 19th century. Christian missionaries began setting up school for tribal groups and lower caste children. These children were thus equipped with some resources to make their way into a changing world. Next, at the same time, the poor began leaving their village to look for jobs that were opening up in the cities. There was work in the factories that were coming up and jobs and municipalities. You have read about the expansions of cities in the chapter 6 and 7. Think of the new demands of labor. This created drains had to be dug, road laid, buildings constructed, and cities cleaned. This required college degrees, carriers, bricklayer, sewage cleaners, sweepers, breakers, barriers, rickshaw pullers. Where did the labor come from? Next, the poor from the village and small towns, many of them from low cost, began moving to be the cities where there was a new demand for labor. Some also went to work in plantations in Assam, Mauritius, Trinidad, and the Indonesia. Work in new locations was often very hard, but the poor or people from the caste saw this is an opportunity to get away from the oppressive hold that upper caste landowners exercised over their life and the daily humiliations they suffered. Next, who could produce so there were other jobs too. The army of instance offered opportunities. A number of Mahar people who were regarded as untouchable found job in the Mahar regiment. The father of B.R. Ambedkar, the leader for the Dalit movement, taught at an any school. Next, gradually by the second half of the 19th century, people from within the non Brahman caste began organizing movements against caste discriminations and demanded social equality and justice. The Satmi movement in the central India was founded by Gadasya, who worked among the leather work and organized a movement to improve their social status. Next, in eastern Bengal, Haridas Thakur and Mathusi worked among Chandala cultivators, Hardives, and questions Brahmanical text and the supported the caste system. In what is present day Kerala, a guru from is Hava caste, Sri Narayan Guru, proclaimed the ideas for unity and people. He argued against treating people unequally on the basis of caste differences. According to him, all humankind belonged to the same caste. One of his famous statements was, all these states were founded by leaders who came from non-Brahman caste and worked amongst the tried to change the habits and practice which provoked and contempt to dominant caste that tried to create a sense of self-esteem among the subordinate caste. Next, one of the most vocal amongst the low caste leader was Jyotirao Phule, born in 1827. He studied in the school set up the Christian missionaries. On growing up, the developed his own ideas about the injustice of caste society. He set out to attack the Brahmin claim that they were superior to others since they were Aryan. Phule argued that an Aryans were foreigners who came from outside the and defeated and subjected the true children of the country, those who had lived her from before the coming of the Aryans. Yet the Aryans established their dominance They begins looking at the defeated population as inferior, as low caste people according to Phule, and upper caste had no right to their land and power. In reality, the land belonged to people, the so called low caste.